joking. You know, this is a great break for me, Mike. I've been all around the world. I've seen pretty similar drafts elsewhere, but this draft from Tundra, it's unique. It gets me excited. It also could mean a longer game. Like, if this game drags on, I don't know how I feel about the draft from D1 Hustlers scaling up there. I mean, sure, the Slark's a solution to an extent, a solution to the Faceless Void and a solution to the Dusa, but you have to handle all these heroes. And Chronosphere just kind of ruins everything we have on D1 Hustlers.
Actually, you look scared or
that it does, Jonathan. We are about to head into game one to see exactly what's going on. There was a couple pauses happening throughout the drafting phase, so hence the delay. Nevertheless, we are going to get into game one. We'll see exactly what happens. I mean, I believe every game that Tundra's won throughout 2 or 3 of the DPC so far have been under 30 minutes. And of course, they did lose that one single game against OG, but ended up winning the series 2-1 anyway. But every win has been roughly 25 minutes. So this could be their longest duration win if they were to win this game one. Or it could not, John, because, you know, Medusa doesn't necessarily need to farm. Like 33, he's that kind of guy that goes for all these weird item builds, and I'm sure he's about to show us something a little bit special here in Medusa.
30 seconds.
Mind you, he's going to start with just farming up the Phylactery, which is, I suppose, pretty standard for offlane Medusas right now, but you get my point. I don't think they need to farm forever, this team, but they could if they want to. It is Tundra. We have no idea.
It could go either way. I think for D1 Hustlers, they're the ones that have a little bit of pressure to hit this timing, right? Like with Magnus, kind of enough blink. Quite flowing, you have to really work.
I hope your shoulders are broad enough for 4 sacks of flour, because let's get the
level 1 to 2, maybe not the best.
Level
Level 3 onward, it's pretty hard to do out. A little bit of poking back and forth here on the runes, but not too much early on, although...
Oh, 33, bit of a chase. Everyone's just kind of missing their abilities, no problem.
It happens, you know.
The call. Going to be a little bit annoying on the Keeper of Light. It seems will show up and try to harass Saxa a little bit, but he's going to cop a bit more damage than anticipated, I believe, as well, Saxa will just chase him down now. I mean, Flame Break is back up in 3 if you really wanted to keep going, but the Coddle moves quite quickly, so you'd rather not. There you go, that's the start of the game. Jonathan, mid lane will start there. It's going to be a Pango versus Void Spirit matchup, so 9 versus Xantic. Now, in terms of heroes, forgetting about the players, you'd imagine the Void Spirit should have somewhat of an advantage. In fact, hold that thought, because bot lane, first blood already coming out. Akoda going down to the silencer to Saxa, and they do get 33 on the Dusa down as well.
It's a lot of commitment. You're happy enough with the early kill. You get some activity out from Shad. Does get one permanent Agi up. He will bring back Hakoda and send Gildacor up top through the gate. And this lane for Shad while we're down here it's going to be a little bit interesting. You can punish the Bat Rider a little bit by jumping in, but it does feel like the damage output as levels go up. This is not a lane that you really want to poke too hard in. Like Silencer, as we heard the panel say, it's not really the best counter to Bat Rider. You're not spamming out sticky napalm. You're just throwing out Flame Break, and right-clicking with your stats. You're a universal hero. You have a lot of damage early on. Napalm's almost unnecessary to really dominate a lane.
Quite literally, Shad's really comping it here. Forced to pounce away, but Sax is doing a very good job of just zoning them out. Which is saying something, because he's against the Silencer Slark lane, but with the backup of 33 who can just throw out a Mystic Snake here and there, it's actually a lot of kill threat. Like, you can't stick around for the creep wave. It's top lane, we can have a gander at that as well. Snaking getting rather low himself on the techies, but he's going to be fine to back his way out. Of course, you do have Skitter there on the pos 1 Void against the Vailama on the position 3 Magnus. For now, Skitter looks like he's having a pretty free time on the Void.
I don't think he's going to be shoved away. Once he has level 2 time walk, if he even wants that in this lane, he should be pretty set to just keep farming up. The kill threat coming out from D1 Hustlers with the Vailama, not that high. You do have some counterplay here with a Coddle, in the sense that you can interrupt Blast Off with Blinding Light. So that is one way to cut off Snaking's aggression. But the timing has to be on point, and how close you really want to be here for the Coddle it's a different question.
That it is. That bottom lane, Coda forced to pop a salve. Shad trying to get some CS in. Is going to make a jump in with half HP here against Saxa. Still takes more damage than he gives here to the Bat Rider as they chase him down just a little bit. 33 not able to chase too far, but you're more than happy to just keep dominating the lane the way it is. Shad, he just can't get close. Like, this is the thing with this Pos 3 Medusa. Like, you're just going to keep spamming this Mystic Snake. And he has Flactory, I believe, on the way. So this damage is going to really start to get a little bit wild here for Shad. We're going to see it very soon because 33 does have it on the courier, I think. Though, no, that was actually the Bat Rider courier. Never mind. But nevertheless, it's coming soon is my point. It's coming.
It gets really painful. It gets really painful for Shad. Like, Saksa just pops up, steals away the Lotus, with the lane shoved in, fully topped up once more, can just keep spamming the spells. There's not too much you can do to relieve the pressure on Slug. This is a really slow lane for Shad.
Llama. Top lane. Maybe not dying. Skidder not getting very lucky with the time lock. My Llama going to be just fine, but look at the HP pools top lane. Like, Thealacor and Divide, they are both very, very low and snaking. He can threaten both their lives now. Like, he's got the level 1 blast off. Once you hit level 3 on the techies, the damage does get pretty damn high with level 2 sticky bomb. And Divide Lava, he moves back in, just trying to get some CS
Your
off.
anger is useless.
I don't think he can get close right now. We'll try to threaten with the large camp ball, but Thealacor is in danger. Sticky bomb going to land on Divide instead, but Snaking doing a very good job of just not allowing this large camp to be pulled.
This is why Techies is just a first phase ban. Here it does so much in your lanes. It has that flexibility between 4 and 5, although it tends to be the 4. Spear back is there.
Snaking. He does have the healing Lotus. Not going to bother popping it. Would have died anyway. So a very nice skewer from Divide. Sadly, the Snaking never able to get the blast off sticky bomb combination off. At the very least, though, the damage already feels like it's been done. Like, Skidder's been free farming. Divide's not having the greatest time. A bit of a chase now onto Saksa. Saksa, slowed up by the curse, has no Firefly available either. And eventually Shad should have his way with him. Saksa, Firefly in 1, is not going to be able to juke out the Slark yet, but we'll go onto the high ground. Shad has Pounce in 4, but doesn't want to pop it. You don't really want to bother anyway, because you don't want to get stuck on the high ground. So Saksa's just fine. He'll just walk away. He'll run right back into Hakoda. Meanwhile, mid lane and Xantic's in trouble. He's going to survive just barely to the swashbuckle damage of 9.
Tower is about to be a pile of smoking
the
rock.
rotations are still coming in mid lane from the bottom lane. Now Hakoda's going to find out Bat Rider, so Saksa's back on the run. But they don't get anything out of this. Saksa, he just runs away again.
Alright, but though it's solo lane for 33, he's not under threat from Shad all alone. They are starting to jump around here, though.
Fighting over the power room they are. Saksa will stick around. Thealacor getting extremely low now on the Keeper of the Light, and he might just be dead. Sticky bomb will land. Thealacor going to be left to just die on his own. As Xantic's the one in trouble now. He's 1 3 from level 6. He gets it just in time, but it may not be in time. He'll jump in onto Saksa. He's got the Bat Rider down, going after the power room. And Xantic, he'll get away with it. They can't take him down. He got that XP just in the nick of time.
That is very much on the edge for Ed Xantic. A little bit of a faster 6 for 9. Does manage to soak up, get that movement out, get some punishment onto Saksa. So he's feeling all right. He's dragging a lot of tension down to mid. He's freeing up the side lanes a bit. York's will get decent farm from Tundra, regardless of that lack of support.
Divide Llama now in trouble top lane. Saksa with a very nice rotation on the Bat Rider, and eventually he will just take the kill with the Firefly. Meanwhile, Snaking in trouble. He's pretty darn far south, trying to steal the Wisdom Room away from D1.
Radiant scanning for enemies.
They actually end up getting away with it. Thealacor was in position to pick it up right on the 7-minute mark, and sadly for Snaking, he gives his life away for nothing.
Don't look
Doesn't
now,
quite
but
pan out.
Radiant's
Again, you're
bottom
dragging
tower is
attention
getting
away
obliterated.
from elsewhere. Saksa free to gate down block, and Shad safe.
Just uses pounce for this. Saksa with a very nice block, and now Shad just has nowhere to go.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Meanwhile, mid lane 9 is going to go down.
It's kind of fun.
But Xantic doing a pretty damn good job of getting himself out of there safely as well.
Tower is really taking a beat.
No punishment for the Void.
Just in and out. That is something that lineup can't really punish on Tundra's end until we start to get more level stuff. And threaten with Chrono, you can threaten with an extensive one gaze. Blaster is going to be a really big pull from Saksa. For the most part, you don't have just 3 spells spamming out the top. Xantic should be able to get that momentum going for D1 Hustlers.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower is getting obliterated. You can look, it's kind of funny.
Arcane Rune was being saved for its antic there by Hakoda, but Snaking just decides to deny it off instead. Shad's still being chased down by Saxa. Like, he's turned into such a threat on the Bat Rider. I suppose it does go back to what we talked about earlier, like the fact that he's a universal hero.
Don't look
he just
now,
doesn't need to try and abuse sticky napalm in the laning stage.
Okay, fine. You can
Makes it so you can get a little bit more out of this bat. And well, Saxa, he's been such a nuisance already this game. They are moving down bot lane. They want to try and maybe pick off 33 here, but even Skid has shown up on the Void. Chrono is up. Theolacore is going to reveal himself with the Illuminate. The Tundra will not make the jump in, realizing that there's probably a lot of heroes down at the bottom side of the map. They will just walk away from this. And I suppose it's just fine.
Just a little bit of time wasted in the end. You're not losing out on too much. You get a little bit of room out for Snaking to soak at top lane. Level 5 now in the techies. Get a little bit of farm going as well on that hero. I mean, the panel did mention maybe the greedier nature of Tundra's draft. They are finding room to still kind of enable that. And for the side of D1 Hustlers, they are starting to catch up. There are some stacks that Vailama's clearing out, not being contested by the side of Tundra. So you can kind of still hit your timings here on Magnus.
Dyer's middle tower is
the Remnant on 9.
As I speak.
But then bother continuing his bottom lane now. Shad in
bottom
trouble again to Sansa. Sansa will just not leave the man alone, and he will secure the kill again. And that was completely solo from this Bat Rider. It's pretty revolting how a bat can just chase you. He's one level ahead of the Slark now, John. Like, this Pons 4 Bat Riders out-leveling their Pons 1 Slark. Mid lane, jump in, Hakoda in trouble. Snaking also not doing too well right now as Xantic does take him down. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade between the two teams.
As I speak.
In comes Saxa now, level 6 on the bat. Almost level 7. And I will reiterate, John, Shad is currently level 5 on the Slark.
Yeah, it's a rough time. Shad was just completely focused down bot, constant aggression, and again the Slark. It's a good solution, but your saves don't feel amazing here. And the punishment is kicking in. Tundra in a very strong position now. 6-6, a 4K lead standing for themselves. They've gotten a lot of farm onto 33. Phylactery fully done. Travel's up next. Skitter's onto the Midas, I believe, flying out with a Maelstrom coming through. So set for a really farmy game. What D1 Hustlers are getting out of this is really just space for the Vailama. Right? Like, they're investing heavily on the Magnus. They're trying to get this build up into that Harpoon to get some play for themselves here. And you also need your support 6s. 6 does come out for Hakoda. Global Silence at the ready. There's some team fight. There's some engagements that you can take pretty safely now in Hustlers, and they'll go for a smoke play.
The one trying to abuse that Global Silence straight off the bat, and they seem to know where the Void is. Like, he was just farming the top creep wave. So they know Skid is probably around here farming this area. They should be able to catch him out. Global Silence, it's going to be popped immediately. The jump is there as well. And Skidder, he's got no time to use the Time Walk. And in comes 9. He'll go for a bit of a trade attempt here onto Hakoda. No Rolling Thunder required yet. Theolacore also being chased down here by Saxa, but the Vailama is waiting in the tree line for that right moment, but misses the skewer. Won't find Saxa with it.
Dyer's top tower is really
ultimately for D1 Hustlers. A pretty successful engagement. Picking off that POS 1 Void for the sake of their position 5 silencer. You can't be upset with that. The Snaking now could also find himself in a bit of danger if Xantic wanted to make the jump in, but he only has one actual step charge. D1 bottom lane, 33. Underneath the tier 2 tower, Shad's going to try and jump in and fight here against the Medusa. 33, getting a little bit low on mana now, will get jumped by Xantic. That should be another great kill to come out here for D1. They will lose Theolacore. Back Chrono comes out, Skinner. He's just in time. 33 sticking around. He's got the mana now to fight back at the Vailama. He's going to get the hell out of there. Oh, Tundra.
Middle tower is hanging on by a
perfect timing.
Just a little stall out coming out from 33, holding on to the one charges, getting one last Mystic Snake
middle tower
right before dropping entirely with very low HP and no mana at all. And they get the rotation. Tundra, very good move up there. Just a great use of all the spells. Every single movement from 32 lining up. Usage of the Stone Gaze, now getting some punishment down mid as well.
Zantic, he's got two-step charges. He should be just fine to get himself out of here. Trying to slow them down. T1 tower is gone. There is no defending it. Team minutes in, Tundra will pick up the first mid-tier 1 tower as they are now 8k ahead, John. Big problems here for the side of D1 Hustlers. It's mid lane. Snake King going to be jumped here for a moment, but it's not going to lead to too much. He's going to be just fine. I say that towards the south. Hakoda, he's probably not going to be too fine as he's just being chased down here on the silencer. And he is gone. He will be following his friend to the grave as well. See 2 to go the way of 9 as Zantic. He's going to jump in very aggressively. He's still going. Not snaking for 1, and now he's out of mana. Oh, I'm not sure about that at Zantic. It looks stylish, but that's about all it did. The Violama.
You're in control. Double kill.
He's going to drop as well.
Like the way you lose control.
Just 1 by 1 they come, and 1 by 1 they fall.
Just ripping them apart. We are getting some space out for Shad to farm up on that Slark, but we saw what happened when you jumped 33, right? Like, those were 4 heroes onto the Dusa. Without the Slark with the Fusel, and 33 is just free to do what he wants. And then the follow-up engagements, and Shad's not ready. Fusel's still not up. They're just following. They're stalking the Slark.
Dire is scanning for enemies.
Such domination. I mean, these aren't the TI-11 champs, to be absolutely fair. Like, you kind of expect this kind of playstyle from Tundra, but my goodness. They're making it look a little bit too easy, I think. It's 9. Takes a wisdom room for himself, the Violama. Trying to fight it out. He's going to skew it towards 9, still chasing. Hear the call, looking for that solar vine. You can get it. RP's committed. They lost vision for a moment, and 9's just going to TP. Skewer, very nice, just in the nick of time. 9's still in trouble. Swashbuckle away, it's not enough. That was a very close call. You even heard the end of the TP sound, but not quite close enough for the Pango.
Some good punishment coming out from the Hustlers. So you get a very big streak out in 9. You get it on here that you really want that build up on. The Violama's still lacking that full harpoon. It's worthwhile trying to just find that in exchange for your wisdom rune being taken away. Inside of Tundra, they're still in a commanding position this game. I don't think you're too worried about dropping a kill like that in 9, but you have to watch those opportunities for the Hustlers. You can bounce back off these solo pickoffs rather fast. And once that Violama's set, we've seen the effect of that harpoon and skewer back. It is pretty easy to display some of these heroes and find yourself those pickoffs and keep rolling back into the game.
It's like the Dire figured out where Radiant's top tower.
Jumping is there. Zantic every single time will take it. Snaking, avoiding the Illuminator now. Sansa has shown up. Masso's there. Skid has moved in. Global Silence has been committed at Zantic. He goes right back into the void, but he has the Astral Step charge. He's going to be okay as he's still trying to TP out, and he's going to be fine. No time lock to come in from Skidder. No luck for the void. And somehow everyone from D1 Hustlers gets out of there.
That was possible Global Silence to bail out. You've got a free fight lined up for yourselves on Tundra. Chrono's still ready for Skidder as well. If they want to take a bigger engagement here.
He's going to go into the Shadow Dance. Rolling Thunder only committed for 1 stun. That's 1 stun that's more than enough here as Shad. He's got nowhere to go. Snaking will pick him off. Meanwhile, towards the west, they will lose Saksa. That's a wicked 6 streak going the way of Hakoda of all things in the Pos 5 Silencer. Nevertheless,
scanning around for enemies.
You do get yourself a nice pickle.
Odd-looking, bulging
You find yourself a bigger pickoff here.
I'm sorry.
To the side of D1 Hustlers, you're sacrificing Shad, sure. The streaks again on Tundra are a lot higher. That priority does work itself out, even though the heroes that are finding it, probably not the best heroes to get that rolled. You do get utility out from Hustlers, with Hakoda getting that farm. Straight into the Force Staff, going for a quick refresh, understanding that they need that Global Silence as much as possible to take these fights. I don't mind that build up too much. The Force Staff alone should be enough to bail out. You already have the Pavisa up and running on TL Decor anyway for some protection. So you've got some tools on hand now to bring some fight back onto Tundra. This gap is still worrying though. Like Shad at 5.7k net worth, barely above Sansa. Not the least one see there.
Mid lane, they put a silence off here into the Void Spirit. He's going to be okay. High fives up. That was 33's Orchid that was committed on the Medusa, and That'll be the reveal against Xantic. Meanwhile, they do head towards the bottom lane. They have smoked up as 3. Nobody from Tundra is around this area. And now Tundra smoke up as 3. Seeing that Shad is farming the bot lane, they are going to head exactly that way, so it could be a big team fight to break out. But in terms of the numbers, D1 Hustlers have got the advantage by 1. Though not for long, because Shad, he's going to get caught out first, but he gets the Shadow Dance off in time. Rolling Thunder is there, but no. Global Silence does come out first. Now it's Xantic with a 3-man Atlas there. He'll commit orbit immediately. Saksa, he'll at least get the lasso off. He's down at Xantic. Can they keep it going? The Violama, he'll drag snaking away. Meanwhile, the Chrono was committed onto the slot. That's gone. A complete mess of a team fight. But it's a 2 for 3, the way of D1. The only problem is they lost both their POS 1 and 2.
Again, you're gaining a little bit more here for Hustlers if you check that fight recap. Even with your 2 cores dying, they still gain gold with how big these streaks are on Tundra, with how far ahead Tundra is. Not to, again, measure themselves a little bit here. Really good steps coming out there from Xantic. Again, your control for the Void Spirit is rather limited. You kind of have to line up the Chrono. Skitter just not there in time to line up the Chrono onto the Void Spirit, which should lead to different results. But same thing goes for Hustlers. You don't have that straightforward solution for green. Like, if this Deuce is just standing there and your Slark is just melting, you can't expect yourself to actually drop the Deuce down anymore. She has very low HP, but 1.6k mana, important enough to sustain her.
Skill left there. 5 heroes from D1 Hustlers around, so they will not try and intervene Tundra. They will just split the map completely. Skitter in the mid lane, kind of being watched right now by D1 Hustlers. They haven't got Global Silence though, so it might be a little bit challenging to try and actually jump in.
You can tell Dyer's middle tower
bottom
is in
lane
trouble from the way it's
9.
being destroyed. As I
sitting around with Shad, but Shad is going to be able to just pounce away. 9 will not bother trying to pop the Rolling Thunder and chasing him down. 20 minutes in, 14 to 18, but the net worth lead has lowered quite a bit, now down to 5k. Problem is, you look at 33 and you look at Skitter, both of them are highest net worth on the board, and they are still farming at an exponential rate. As Saksa lane, not going to be able to find the jump in on Divine Llama. We'll have to leave the Magnus go. It's kind of my point though, like in terms of scaling, you'd have to argue Tundra do have the much better scaling kind of draft. Just based on the fact that they have Medusa and Void, and they are both still the top of the net worth board.
For sure. Like, you don't have a solution right now for any of these 2 heroes. If they are clumped up, we haven't seen them be able to aggress these 2 as well as that laning phase. And that is the concern going forward. Like, it does feel like it's going to be down to Shad being able to stand there and fight. And again, our Slark is not in a position where he can do that safely just yet. We still have some good item timings for Tundra to meet. BKB right next for Skitter. A lot more that he can do in the middle of these fights without having to worry about the global silence. The Llama, I mean, he's been using that Perfume to great effect. He's got his Blink up and running soon. 130 gold. This is where things can get a lot spicier for the side of the Hustlers. If they can get these Blink RPs, catch these key heroes together, get that control off, and help the Slark find these angles. That's where things can shine, and just line them up for the big steps. From Xantic, if you can get the damage off, it is significant what the Void Spirit can do with just a few stat items up and Echo Saber. And the full Manta now as well for Xantic to have some protection here.
Dyer's top tower.
One of the most popular items in the game right now is top lane. They are going to catch the Keeper of the Light. Not too big of a kill, but it's a nice little bonus there for Skitter. Mid lane, a bit of a chase on 9, but he's going to be just fine to get within the fog. Be able to chase the Pango too far, as he also picks up a Manta style. Surprise, surprise. I mean, to be fair, you do get that added value because you are up against Silencer. Definitely very nice to purge off the global silences. Xantic, Dakota, bot lane, they do see Saksa and immediately with the jump in. They should have the Bat Rider, but a nice blast off there from snaking to buy a little bit of time, and now Skitter, he's going to show up. Global silence immediately popped at Xantic. Can he get lucky? No batches to come out for Skitter.
I do a bit of
this man cannot bash to save his life. It's Divine Llama. He's gonna run. Not one TP cancelled yet by Skidder. Not once.
Very unfortunate. You know, he didn't want to have to pop the BKB and Chrono just to catch that kill, which I respect. I feel like it's probably not worthwhile to commit so much onto one hero. They still have this opportunity for Roche coming out here on Tundra with a Chrono to win this fight. They'll just go straight into it. About the damage with Skidder around. 9 around as well. This is without global sounds to prep quota. This is a lot harder to angle yourself into. And Divine Llama did skip the blink. It looks like first. So without that initiation tool, it is harder to pressure Tundra in tight spots like this. And it's an early freebie for Tundra to find here. On one of these big cores, it just doesn't feel like you have the control. Even if you get this big blink RP, you find one of them on the Void or the Dusa. The Dusa's going to take some effort. The Void, 2 lives on him. It just feels unlikely right now that you've got the output to get that done.
Yeah, it certainly does. Another Manta coming out. Now 33 has one. It's just the story of this patch, I think, John, with these universal heroes. Like, the stats the Manta provides
Radiant's bottom tower
is just so worthwhile now. This was always a great item. That's the thing. It was always an amazing item as it was. And now, with universal heroes, it's like, maybe the most valuable item is Divine Llama. We'll be able to get away in time. So Nine's going to waste the Rolling Thunder for now, but not too big of a deal. Pretty low cooldown.
The worst thing to give out. Universal heroes, man, I swear to goodness, this reminds me, and this is going to sound really stupid, it reminds me of when Valve actually buffed up
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower is getting
that gun was already good without the buff. The same thing here with Universal. We get a new type when 7.33 comes out, 0.6 at that point, it gets buffed
Don't
up
look
to
now,
0.7.
but
It's
Radiant's
like,
bottom tower
right,
is getting
I mean, it was already good, people probably just slept on it, now it's just busted. Wouldn't be surprised if down the line it just gets nerfed back down to 0.6.
Oh, that's very good, Jonathan. Thank you for bringing up CS as well. Just secure our spots here. I appreciate it. Well, Gaben's very happy with your kind words. Thank you, John.
Gotta love every Valve game, you know? They're all
Absolutely.
great games.
All of them.
Left 4 Dead 3
D1
when?
hustles. What's that, Jonathan?
Left 4 Dead 3 when?
Yeah, that's the only Valve game I don't think I ever played. Left 4 Dead.
I've never played Left 4 Dead.
Well, you know me, I get scared of these, you know, these games that are a little bit... Well, I saw... It looks scary, Jonathan. I don't want to be scared when I play games.
Fair
That's
enough.
me. I can barely play Skyrim. I try and go into a dark cave on Skyrim, I get scared, Jonathan. I can't do it for Left 4 Dead.
It's fair. It's fair, Mike. I respect that with Skyrim. You know, I understand you're immersed. And this is a very immersive game as well. For both sides. This is going the distance so far. Well, not that far into the distance. 25 minutes in.
That's not good. The My Llama, he's got 33. He's caught himself a very big fish, but it may be too big. They'll commit the RP. They're just trying to get through the mana pool, but they don't have enough. Skitter's got a 3-man RP, or rather Chrono. He's caught all of them. The My Llama's gone. Oh, you threw everything but the kitchen sink, and he doesn't even lose all his mana.
It's just Dusa. It's just too verbal. You don't have anything to instantly melt the mana.
Radiant's middle tower is
commit all these spells.
Well, can I rant for a moment as well? Like, this mana shield, damage absorbed 98%. Why did we not just make it 100? Like, I don't understand why it has to be 98%. Like the 2% that he doesn't have matters.
Yeah, that's fair. It doesn't matter at all.
I swear Icefrog's just trolling us at this point with these weird numbers. Skidder. They're gonna take the torments up.
You can tell Dire's middle tower is in trouble from the way it's being destroyed as I speak.
Reshard coming out. More objectives to take for Tundra. 15 to 22.
Dire's middle tower
And this is the issue we've talked about with D1 Hustlers, man. As this game goes late, like, it feels like so much is on Shad to catch some of these bigger heroes, right? Like, pin down the Void, melt down the Dusa. Shad's still not ready to go. Still bottom network core.
I mean,
and he's gone.
Certainly not ready now, John. He's dead. Quite literally, he's 35 seconds off the map here for the Slark. Mid lane, they are looking for a little bit more. They saw Hakoda there for a moment, but he's going to be able to force staff away. The Divine Llama is right around him as well, but Skidder might say thank you very much if he can get a 2-for-1 combo. There's your first TP cancel, by the way. Skidder finally matching somebody through a TP.
Look at him go. I punch those numbers in my calculator.
Hakoda does eventually end up going down. Divine Llama's still sticking around, maybe looking for a harpoon target, doesn't manage to pick off Snakey. The Skitter's just going to jump right in. They're going to find at least the Liqueur, it looks like. The Snakey is somehow still alive. Is there as well. He will finally die. 9. He's been skewed into the tier 4 towers. He's taking a bit too much damage, but they try to force staff him out, swashbuckle away. He's going to be all right. Oh, Shad. He'll go for a bit of a chase on the slot. See if he can find any kind of straggler, but they're all fine.
Generation.
9's even found a regen room.
Now, but Radiant's bottom tower
can just go
is
back
getting
in.
obliterated.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You can look. It's
Oh, I
kind
mean, you
of
force the buyback, you force the global sounds from Hakoda. And when that spell's down, Tundra's just free to do what they want. Huh?
Oh, boy. Sucks up.
Radiant's middle tower is about to be a pile of smoking rock.
They're trying, John. They're fishing here. The Llama, he's going to go again. 33, can they actually take him down? Because he's just manning up. He doesn't care. The Llama, he's all right. He's out of there. But Shad jumped right into the middle of everything as Saksa. He will finally go down. They've got one gone. 5 versus 4 now in the favor of D1 Hustlers. 33 is very low on mana as well, so he doesn't want to play at the moment. A nice climb walk away as well from the void, and Xantic they're going to jump in, trying to hunt him down. Skitter's still fine. He'll pop his BKB. He does also have Chrono up, but he won't throw it yet. 100, they're going to play it safely and just back the way out of there. Not feeling like this was a guaranteed team fight, especially 5 versus 4. D1 though successfully holding high ground.
Dyer's
They didn't even lose their
tier
tier 2 mid tower, to be absolutely fair.
This will
You do a great
get more
job of
exciting.
holding. Good respect out from Tundra, knowing that their resources were a bit low. They still have room to grow anyway. Might as well just farm up a little bit more. Xantic going all in on the damage. Does have the Daedalus, and we have seen his impact on the Void Spirit. He understands. There's a damage issue right now for D1 Hustlers. He has to step up. He has to be able to try to burst some of these softer targets down quickly with his steps. This is one way to get that done. So some solutions presenting themselves here on the side of D1 Hustlers. For the side of Tundra, I mean, even if you don't take high ground now, it does feel like, again, this is a game where you can afford to sit back and farm. You can afford to scale. You've got the full Hex up now on 33, so more control. That is your easy way of keeping Xantic down. This is where things could get a bit dicey if he oversteps in the middle of these fights.
Yeah, 33 is rushing them as we speak. Like, he knows he can just lock anyone down that he wants. Coda, oh, he was spotted in the tree line for a second, but they aren't going to find him. They don't have the vision. And the annoying thing, snaking with his mind, just giving so much information to his team. Might pay off this time, but nevertheless, Tundra looking to maybe head down towards the south through the twin gates. They'll head towards Skitter. It's going to be a very hard team fight for D1 to take now. Like, you've got all your spells up. The Tundra, so I could say the exact same thing for D1, but one good chrono, the fight's as good as over as D1. They are moving in. All that smoke up. They're going to find Snaky first. Snaky, he might just take the game for the team, and he will go down. A nice start for D1. That's all they'll need. They'll back out straight away.
Side of Tundra as well respects that the team fight potential of Hustlers, if they stack their spells properly, is still significant. Quite safe. We're going to see the timer in a few seconds here. It is going to be a longer one of 2 minutes. No instant objective to take off the back of that. Tundra smoked up. I mentioned all their spells are up as well.
Dagger available on Sansa. He's going to find Xantic.
That's a big one.
That's a massive pickoff. Global Silence was popping. They've got the Hex out to just block him down at Xantic. He just can't survive. 33 will take the kill on the Medusa. And now the tier 2 mid tower is just gone.
Just got smashed all to hell.
Xantic's going to have what seems to be a very hard game now every time the lasso's up. Like, lasso and Society Device, you just can't survive the combo. Even bot lane now. Snaking's rushing towards Hakoda and Thea Liqueur as they are going to give him summation thanks to the mind. Thea Liqueur, he's going to get stunned up with the blast off. He should just be dead eventually. Hakoda is sticking around, seeing if he can try to fight back, but he cannot.
They have to be on some kind
He'll
of
need to run.
those.
Problem is now, Masa is on the chase. And he is also going to go down. Tundra finding a 2 for 1. Or 2 for nothing, excuse me.
just getting the 2-for-1 special or 2-for-none special. 2 freebies being given out for them, and they're setting up for Roshan, not quite there. You do at least have the Ags on Shad, but
Speaking of, backed away. Sucks are chasing him down, but he's got the Ags up, so he does have the double pounds available. Good. Skewer is out. RP committed to Violama, though. He's on a cliff. He is on a cliff at the moment. The Sucks will push him back down with the Psychic Headband, and Xantic finishes the job instead. But now you've got the Magnus locked down. The Violama, he's going to try for the Skewer, but can't get it off. I guess for D1 right now, they take any kill they can get, but you don't really want to drop your pulse 3 for that.
You don't even want to pop RP for that. It's a costly spell to throw out there. You suddenly don't have that threat on the team fight once more for a minute and a half. Roshan respawns now as well. So for Tundra, it's a pretty free take if they make their way down. You've got the full Scotty up and Skitter. You've got a lot of scans to play with. They'll take the gate. They're in position down bot. For the Roshan, without RP to threaten, even with the global silence up, it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough if you take this engagement. They're just going to find another freebie with cheese. And it's rough right now for Hustlers. Like, they're doing a great job of finding some openings. This game still feels like how it's worse down faces Void and Medusa. It just doesn't feel like you have enough control. We haven't seen these opportunities to get these bigger RPs, try to get the follow-up on that, get these steps going from Xantic. They've been finding some soft targets here and finding individuals. But when it comes to the team fight, Tundra still reigns supreme.
They killed him.
Yeah, they do.
Cold now.
Look at 33's build. Look at his cuter. Just all day. Ah, he's buying it too. There you go. All right, 33. Full magic spellcasting Medusa. Now you love to see it. I'll tell you what, right? for the first days you saw 33, this man's become a little bit cocky, I think. A little bit cocky. I mean, it's worth it, don't get me wrong, Don. It's actually pretty nice on the Medusa. The Violama, Skinner, he's going to get skewered back.
You're in the vicinity of Dyer's top tower.
All the way, Shad going to jump in. Agency is still up. Shadow Walk is going to be popped as well. Nine was there with the rolling thunder. Skinner somehow light threat. Always going to go for the chrono. He found the slug. Shad's in trouble. They'll step in. They'll get the Aegis down. Shad, he's able to pounce away just barely. Violama now with a big RP out, but the skewer's going to be interrupted as they will lasso up the Magnus. The Violama gone. Sucks are getting the tip from Divine. I mean, had he not cancelled that skewer, you might have had the Void dead.
Okay, fine. You can look.
Sucks up right on target with the flame break, making sure that the skewer could not go through.
I do like what we're seeing from Hustlers, though. They're utilizing the Magnus well. They're utilizing the fact that they can displace these heroes on Tundra and take away some of that response that Tundra wants to have in these team fights. Still, you've got Cheese up on Skitter once more. He doesn't have too much to worry about. Big on Suck as well. Three now.
Sucks up. Being able to survive. Claws out. Shadow jumped in again. Shadow Dance has been committed. He's trying up to 33, but the blast off is out. Snake, he's going to lock him down. Shad, has he gone too far? He'll get the depth shroud. He'll be able to pounce away again. The Tundra, they are not done. They're still going. They want this bot racks at least. The Skinner going to get jumped here by Xantic, but does he care? When he does basically reset, it seems like Tundra, they want a full reset. They're going to back off once again. Wait for another day to come back. You do have the Magnus coming up in 5, so you don't want to risk a bad team fight at the moment. The way things are going in this game, it does feel like the Harpoon Skewer is arguably one thing that is going to give D1 a chance back into this game.
Yeah, it's their playmaking back. We see the effect when the Violama can drag one isolated hero all the way back and you get the follow-through control from Shad. They've got some potential to hold this one out, but it does still feel easier to execute on the side of Tundra. They've still got massive threat. The full hit on 5 for 33 is pretty much all fine. But he's got burst damage up with Kazoo. So Lincoln's to protect Xantic now. Lincoln's to protect at least one hero now if need be. It'll be a little bit harder to lock in that Void Spirit. And Xantic's been kind of in the follow-through. It's the mobility of both the Void Spirit and the Slark that has really shined through for D1 Hustlers to have this high ground hold. And it's down to Tundra to try to figure it out, because they still have this 21k lead. You've equalized to an extent here on the Hustlers end. But Skitter and 33 are still way above everyone else here. And that still stands as your biggest issue. Yes, you can focus in on Skitter's one life. You can take care of him, but it doesn't feel like you can take care of him and 33. Like, either one always manages to escape. Yeah.
Well, Tundra, here we go again. Spells are up once again. Both sides. Everyone's got their spells. Big smoke up from Tundra. They got 5 now available for 33. So, you know, with the illusions at the very least, any illusion that runs in is just going to get deleted. I don't think that's what 33 wants it for this game, but we'll see. As Lasso was committed, he's found an illusion. Whoopsie daisies. Nice little bait there, I believe, from Zanti. And Tundra, well, they've seen enough. They aren't the kind of team to risk it for nothing. They'll just wait for Lasso to be back up in 35 seconds.
I'm no pressure again to force this game out yet. Hustlers still have some catching up to do, but they have been executing well with what they have. So it's really down to just finding some openings. That spell down, and that could be an opening right now, but why does miss?
Out, 33 with the dagger. So much damage being dealt here to this poor silencer. As Knight's been stuck in the little ditch there, but nevertheless, her code is gone. 2-1. Divine Lava. Oh, you're the wrong way, sir. That is the wrong way. They're going to jump in anyway. Shad's in to try and help out with the depth trap and the blast bomb. He's going to hold down Divine Lava. We'll try to skewer away again. He's got 33 with it. Whoopsie daisies.
As all love dies.
I suppose sometimes you just click the wrong way.
Yeah, no buyback and no Magnus. That's the high ground opened up for Tundra. That's where D1 Hustlers has been shining on this defense, but without the teamfight threat,
Radiant's middle
you're free
tower
to just take the
pile
racks.
of smoking rock.
Still have the trial.
That's it.
Not
The
too long
Radiant's
for
middle
the
tower.
Stone Gaze.
Never forget.
Just kind of take this. Hustlers, they need to wait. If the Vine manages to do something on his respawn, they might be able to stall out the end. There's still a tier 2 up top that needs to protect
I am not a
that
betting man.
racks as well. So they're not going to get mega creeps off of that just yet.
They certainly are not. They're going to have a huge advantage now. 2 racks is up.
Maybe.
I mean, they could try for tier 4s if they really want to. It seems like, again, Tundra, they're a conservative team. They'll play it safe.
Dyer doesn't haul ass and help out that bottom
T2 Tower is going to be focused down here by 33, who have the boots travel up. They can just go right after the final racks, knowing that they've got still all their spells apart from Stone Gaze. The Stone Gaze is up in 4 seconds. Lasso committed. They found the silencer. That's going to be no global silence from Hakoda. No buyback either to make matters worse.
Bottom tower.
So now you've got to fight without that global silence, which is going to feel pretty impossible against the Chrono of Skinner.
Not a betting
And
man.
by the way, he has 2 of them. Bricks out again with the Divine Lava, this time getting caught out by 33 as Titus goes right in with the rolling thunder and down the corner. Skinner, he found Shadow Slot. Look at the damage output. He'll refresh, find himself another. It's going to be the keeper of the life. Looking to buy back along with a Zantic, but doesn't really matter. Well, they're going to find 33. Problem is they've lost their racks. Divine still trying for a skill back. Not going to find it this time around. Divine just jumps right into the mango. Maybe going a little bit fast. But there's not the bigger creeps up. Snake kicks him with a blast off. Lasso's out onto Divine Lava once again as he's going to commit a buyback. He wants to skewer back towards the fountain. But Skinner, he has the BKB going. There's the skewer back. He's found the void. There's no way out. And Zantic, all of them will pick up Skinner. And now Tundra officially are forced to back their way out of this. They even find Snaking, I believe. The techie should be dropping. Trying for a TP play out, and he's actually going to make it.
What?
Yeah, he makes it out.
That is nothing. They just don't have the stuns. Not able to line up and screw back in the Vine. And they hold on, but this is mega creeps with a 36k disadvantage. We are seeing some shining moments again when Hustlers can play with that displacement they have on hand. They can kind of try to focus Tundra one by one, but I don't know if you're going to be able to find a room to turn this game around just yet. You need to push out.
Kills off Hakoda. Rolling Thunder now popped because I believe he saw the Divine Lava. The Vi is just going to leave the bounty rune and TP out. Fair enough. Now 38k behind. Mega Creeps obviously incoming for D1. They are not calling it yet though. This is a team that loves to play out games no matter how bad they look. And they're certainly not out of the game yet. I mean, this is Dota after all. Bottom lane, healer core. Tundra not actually going to find himself a lasso. Flame Break is just going to knock the Coddle away. But they do have some decent high ground defense. Problem is when you bring the numbers in from Tundra, especially when all their ults are up, like, it's going to be pretty hard to defend.
It is. Like, as long as you get a good chrono, you've always got the disruption of Stone Gaze as well. It can be pretty hard to fight into that. For Hustlers, again, their best bet is just trying to get this Harpoon Skewer back with Divine Llama. He's been pretty on point and giving some openings here for the side of Hustlers, but Roshan is back up with a free axe this time around. And it is just set to fall again. A freebie here for Tundra. Can't leave that base on Hustlers with Mega Creeps just shoving in. That should be our free axe if it's free, unless they just hand it to Skitter, and looks like they will instead. So you've got the Bash now with a time walk forward, even more control to set up for these fights. And the side of Hustlers, they've got to show us something special if you're holding out like this. And a big RP, even just a skewer back with a Harpoon, can give you an opening. It's down to them to try and find that opening and capitalize on it somehow.
They've got to... I think if you can somehow drag Tundra towards the fountain to force the fight around the Ancient, like these skewer backs obviously are huge from Divine Llama with the Harpoon setup, but much easier said than done. Like Tundra, after seeing Skitter die in the Radiant Fountain, I'm sure they're just like, guys, don't go near the fountain if we can avoid it. Just avoid that area, hit the Ancient safely.
One last run.
We can just finish this game. Tundra going to move in, and Xantic immediately lassoed up. They break the Lincolns. Global Silence was at least pop, so Xantic, he is able to get out with the Dissimulate. And now they'll smoke up, because they know they have to try and force this fight. At least Lasso is down for 38 seconds. B1, and by Llama, a nice skewer back into the fountain, onto the point, but Skitter. He's got the BKB. He's going to be just fine. Keep in mind as well, he has Refresher Orb. He has Age of Sun.
Radiant's middle tower.
This is not going to be the easiest pick-off in the world against this Void. D1 Hustlers still hanging around those tier 4 towers, looking for an opportunity. But they need Divine Llama with the skewer back. Skitter moving in, 9. He'll pop the Rolling Thunder, but he's just buying space for 33 to slowly chip away the tier 4 towers. Skitter will jump in now as well. Both tier 4s are down. He won't have to jump in. Shad's going to try with the Shadow Dance. He'll try to move it onto the faces for it, but he's fine. Divine Llama in the meantime, he's getting lapped up by Sansa. He's got no chance, and now Skitter's in. He's onto the Keeper, already gone. Divine Llama will get dropped as well, and now Shad gets caught out by the Chrono. It's GG. He has seen enough. It's just so hard to take the fight against Tundra. They have the better scaling draft, and once you get the high ground down, once you get the megas up, it's just going to feel impossible against the draft of Tundra. Well, just look at these guys, John. They look very relaxed. No emotions in their face.